In Revelation 12, there's a fascinating story about a woman, a child, and a dragon. The woman represents God's people, while the child symbolizes Jesus Christ. The dragon, on the other hand, is a symbol of Satan. The woman gives birth to the child, but the dragon wants to harm the child. However, the child is protected by God and is taken up to heaven. This shows how God always protects his people, even in the face of danger. The dragon, furious that he couldn't harm the child, goes after the woman. He tries to attack her, but God helps her escape. This shows that even when we face difficulties, God is always there to help us. Later in the story, there's a big battle in heaven between the dragon and his angels, and the archangel Michael and his angels. The dragon and his followers lose the battle and are thrown down to earth. This shows that in the end, good will always triumph over evil. The dragon, now on earth, goes after the woman's other children who are believers in Jesus. He tries to harm them, but God protects them. This shows that no matter what trials we face as believers, God will always watch over us and keep us safe. In conclusion, the story of the woman, the child, and the dragon in Revelation 12 teaches us that God always protects his people, even in the face of danger. It reminds us that even when we face difficulties, God is there to help us. And it reassures us that in the end, good will always triumph over evil. One lesson we can learn from this story is that God protects his people. Despite the dragon's attempts to harm the child and the woman, God intervenes and ensures their safety. This teaches us that even in the face of adversity and persecution, God is always watching over us and will never abandon us. Another lesson is about the ongoing spiritual battle between good and evil. The conflict between the dragon and the woman's offspring represents the struggle between Satan and believers throughout history. This reminds us that as Christians, we are engaged in a spiritual warfare, but we can take comfort in knowing that ultimately God will prevail. Furthermore, the story highlights the importance of faithfulness and perseverance. The woman and her offspring remain faithful to God despite facing opposition from the dragon. This encourages us to stand firm in our faith and trust in God's promises, knowing that he is always with us. Overall, the story of the woman, the child, and the dragon in Revelation 12 teaches us about God's protection, the reality of spiritual warfare, and the importance of remaining faithful in times of trial. It reminds us that no matter what challenges we may face, God is greater, and he will ultimately bring about victory for his people.